Man-eating plants? Who'd have thought? Good afternoon, my little meatballs. Just because that was off the cuff, wasn't it? So I see everybody's been doing these haul-type videos. Well, I've got one that you guaranteed you hadn't seen. Alright, so, Burning Orange shirt, where'd I go? I went to the big box store that sells hardware. Okay, so this is what I got. You're gonna love this one. Alright, so, I went, and of course I went yesterday, actually. I found, you bet, some Venus Flytraps. Yeah. Well, I went yesterday and I picked up a couple and they were pretty cool. You know, they're about $6-7 or whatever, and it just says, okay, just open this to feed them. They don't require any kind of soil. They don't require any kind of fertilizer because bugs are their food, and so if they don't get bugs, they do die. I've done these a couple years ago, and I forgot what happened. They didn't make it. They're real easy to maintain. Yeah, you just keep them in the sponganium, however you pronounce it, the moss. And so I picked up another bag of that stuff. Big bag of moss, and what that does, it holds water, and you keep it above 60 degrees, so if it gets cold you need to bring them inside, keep them moist all the time, and that's pretty much it. When the traps turn brown, you just cut off the whole stem and trap thing together, and so that's what I got. So like I said, I got a couple of them yesterday. Would be, and see, I was gonna put them in this thing here, and I thought, hey, it's a good idea, but then I thought, oh well, maybe it's gonna hold too much water, so I got 2 of them in there. So instead I come up with a different idea. Look at them, they're pretty specimens. I don't know if you can see them so good if they're focusing in there. So what I got to keep them draining to where they don't just totally get soggy is these little terracotta pots. Now terracotta is once it gets damp, it'll stay damp, and you can kind of just look at the pot, and you can tell whether it's damp in there or not, because it'll absorb moisture, and you can see it from the outside. Now these are a little bit different than the ones that are I think they're like enameled or whatever. They got like a paint on there, and it doesn't let the water out at all. But I wanted these where you can see how damp they are, and of course they got a little hole in the bottom to where it will let out any excess water. So with that, so I got 3 of these, one for each of the plants, because like I said, there's 2 in that wine goblet thing, and then I got one more obviously right there. So then, just to hold them all up and make them look real cool, oh, no brand names. Anyway, no brand names. I got this little chingadera here. It's got a hook on the top, and it'll hold 3 of those 4-inch terracotta pots. So I am going to go ahead and get them in there. Nothing here to see. Just a matter of very carefully take them out of their little containers like these guys here that they came in, and pack the sponganium, the moss stuff around it, and then wet them down until they quit dripping. And then they need to be in bright light, but not full sunlight. So let me go on, and this is going to be a real short video, but just showing you what I did. You know what I got going today. And then, for sure, I need to take out, on a whole different subject, I need to take out my my mash tun, because it's full of, like, the sour mash at this point, so it needs to go out to the compost, because it's just stinking. I forgot about it the last couple of days. Anyway, so let's get this put together, or I will get this put together, and I'll give you a peek at what she looks like, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the plants themselves. They're actually kind of cool. If you can find them, they're fun to play with. Alright, I'll be back. So I got her taken care of. I hadn't watered them down yet, but let me show you what I got going. First of all, this is what they're supposed to look like when they get older. You can see they have a very, they have a very, very red color to them. That's when they start getting a little, well, to make the story easier, a little suntanned. And that also draws the flies. Hopefully that's focusing somewhere in that mix. Okay, so this is how they start out. Hopefully this will focus for you somewhat. Right here is a little teeny one. I don't know if you can see it at all, but that's kind of how they start out, is a little teeny. And then they'll get, let's see, a bit bigger. More like this one right here. try to give you some background to it. See, it hasn't developed any of the eyelash things or anything yet. Right there. And then you can see these ones here are black. So I'm just going to cut them off down at the base. Just get rid of those. Pretty easy. I won't show you how to do it. And this one here has although my other one didn't, this one here has like some flowers or something happening. Maybe they're using me as a background. This one's got some flowers or something happening, and I don't, maybe I didn't have my other ones long enough to have the flowers, but this one's got flowers. And then sometimes they even attack themselves a little bit. Hopefully y'all see what I'm showing you. This one actually got bit by the other one. Now, what triggers them, this is a piece that fell off while ago. Oh shoot, where did I put it? I set it to the side, maybe it blew off. Oh, here it is, alright. Sorry about that. Okay, so you can see the little eyelashes things on there. What the eyelash things do is when the bug gets in there, and I'm telling this out of order probably. Inside there's little triggers. They're like little short hairs, and if you touch one at a time, it won't do anything. But if it touches two at a time, like resembling a bug, it knows to close. And when it closes, it laces those eyelash things together to where they can't get out. And then they have digestive juices that well, eats the bug. Later on, after the bug's nutrients have been consumed, it opens back up, and generally you just kind of give it a little blow, and the bug pieces will come out. Now, when you get them, you just want to. Sorry, I keep looking at you and not the. I'll step back, and that way you can't tell where I'm looking. Anyway, you want to play with them when you get them, and they're fun to play with, but each of the pods only have so many cycles, and so if it goes through that cycle and it didn't get the nutrients, it's wasted energy on you playing with it. So if you want to see how it works, you can do that, and I might do it just one time. These are all fresh and brand new, so and they've been in that box for a while, so I'm sure they're tired of being in the box, and I don't know when the last time they've been fed. Again, you don't give them any kind of fertilizer, no nutrients whatsoever. They're just in that moss. They eat bugs. They'll eat like just anything that can get between the two trigger hairs. Let me see if I can open this enough to where we can look at the hairs. And no, they can't hurt you. Alright, let me see if I can pry this open enough. Oh yeah, those hairs are super duper fine. Yeah. I don't think the camera's gonna pick that up, guys. Yeah, I don't think the camera's gonna pick that up. Anyway, inside here, I'll try to show you. Inside here, there's little fine trigger hairs, and like I said, once two of those have been activated, two or more have been activated together, it'll close it up. So, like I said, they start kind of small, and as they grow, they get bigger, and then you can see this one's got the eyelashes really nice. Like this is, I don't know what happened. It just this one dried up at the other end and fell out. But so I guess that's about it. I guess that's all I wanted to tell you. Yeah, and then like sometimes when they're closed like that, and they do have a bug inside there, you can actually see the bug inside them. You know. So oh yeah, okay. Let's activate one just for fun. You find one that's wide open to where it'll make for a good presentation. And none of them are exactly wide open. Alright. So watch close, I'm only going to do this once. We're going to do this guy right here. And I'm going to see if I can't activate. Yeah, this one's bigger. I'll do this one, I guess. I'll see if I can't activate its triggers. Okay, can you see it? This is going to be this one right here. I'm going to try to do this right the first time to where y'all can see it. Alright, let's see if I can make it happen. Wish I had a bug, it'd be a lot easier. Oop, okay, there it goes. You see it? You see it close? And that's what happens. I activated a couple at a time. I won't do it again. But there's more videos online if you want to see it happen. I watched this morning, I don't quote the numbers, but I want to say it was like 13 different pods, and he put like, I don't know how he got the flies. The flies got to be moving enough to trigger the hairs. You can't put anything dead in there. But anyway, he had flies that weren't quite dead, and he was kind of prodding them to each of the pods, and it must have closed. He must have closed like 10 or 12 of them. I forget. Don't quote the numbers, but there's more of them online if you have interest in that. So anyway, that was today's silly little project, and so I'm doing this now, I guess, to make some kind of diary for. I want to look at them later and see how much they've progressed. So I'm going to water them down. I'll get them in a little stand, and I'll probably do like a little thing after this to where we can look at it all moistened up, and we'll check them out later on in the year. It's 66 degrees out now, so I don't have to worry about them being over or under the 60 degrees. And they're going to be on that hanging thing that I can bring them inside if I need to. All right, well, let me get them watered down because they're thirsty. Thanks for coming by. Y'all be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Cheers from the Drunken One. Love, peace, and funky vibes. Adios. I guess for now, this is just going to have to do. Yeah, they got stuck in that box too long. They'll come back around. That one probably looks the best out of all three of them. So I got them in a spot to where they can get some bright but not direct light. And like I said, well, they'll look a lot better later. So this is going to be kind of an ongoing thing. I'll show you some progress later. And this guy here with the little flower thing up there is going to happen later. We'll see how that goes. So that focusing, sort of, kinda. There we go. Alright. So this kind of be an ongoing thing. Hopefully we'll have decent weather, and it'll stay above that 60 degrees that it requires. Alright. That's it, guys.